On mine. Live on yours too.
Hi. Hello.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
What are we talking about today?
Your list.
Yeah.
Oh, my list?
Yeah,
Sure.
let's go over your list. I like it.
There you go.
Okay, I guess I'm holding on to the list.
Well, while they're figuring out what
So-
we're doing.
We are talking about local things in Covington today. Actually, you know what I want to start with, because I didn't get to finish that article. Dwayna just sent us an article. We're really bad about sending each other stuff through text, even when we're sitting next to each other. But she just sent us an article about the city of Covington has created a moratorium on apartment building right now for the next 90 days. And I didn't actually get to finish it. So, hey, are y'all paying attention?
No.
No.
We're trying to figure out ways to make ourselves look better.
So, Dwayna.
We're gonna put us a shelf right there so it'll look down and we'll all look, well, we don't care about you.
I
But
know,
we'll all
she's
look
already
so
skinny.
slim. Yeah.
Well, we can't, because I have plans. I'm going to, listen, y'all, it's going to eventually be covered up in pink and black and all kinds of pretty stuff.
See, I'm thinking we could set something up right there.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Wrong way, y'all. Wrong way.
Oh, we don't have
I
our
was watching her hand.
We don't have a disc. Or
No, but we can put our little fireplace there and some chairs.
Oh, it'll be a fireside chat.
Oh,
shit.
There you go.
And some little chairs.
I like it.
And see, we're close to the internet.
Yeah, I like that too. Because I don't know, it hasn't actually gone out for a couple of days. So,
Whoop, whoop.
I'm
Oh, that's a good
one.
one. Yeah.
So anyways,
Sorry.
tell us about the apartment article. So why are they doing a moratorium?
Well, they're basically doing a moratorium so that they can kind of figure out what needs to happen with all of these new applications.
Yeah.
Because
They're talking about Newton County, by
tons
the way.
of developers are coming in and trying to build multi-unit
Apartments.
apartment
and-
complexes, right?
Right.
And so they're trying to figure out, wait a minute, whoa, we're going to need to do some infrastructure to be able to accommodate all of this stuff.
Or at least make sure we have the
Or,
infrastructure.
right, at least make sure that we already have what we need.
Yeah.
And that
So-
y'all aren't putting up shoddy places
Exactly.
and lowering the things. Now, I know a lot of people are upset because they're like, well, they're not paying taxes.
Well, and yeah, because I follow the Newton County Economic Development Facebook page. People jump on there all the time complaining about how they don't want apartment complexes going in.
That's true.
So
That's true.
I wasn't too sure. I do know that our traffic, y'all, it's horrendous. Especially because I live up Walnut Grove area. Traffic is ridiculous on Highway 81.
Well, and they're talking about how busy 36 already is and how crazy it is over there. And
Yeah,
we've got tons of
Hey, Dana.
traffic.
yeah. So,
So
Well,
that's that.
I do think you need some apartments. And I can also understand how people are upset as far as they're not going to be charged taxes. They're not being property taxes, but those are being charged. It's
yeah,
just
the
being,
owner is.
yeah, the
Right,
owner
the
is having
owner's
to
paying.
pay for them, and it's being, of course, the buck's being passed to the renter.
Right.
But I do know, because I was talking to a client who is selling their house and they're wanting to downsize, and he's talking about going into an apartment.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any recommendations.
Right. Don't know
No,
where to
not
look.
anywhere local. And
But some of those are 55 and over, aren't they?
I think there's going to be two
Yeah,
more.
I was thinking that there were going to be at least one. But from what I was understanding was that the new Covington Town Center area is supposed to be one of those live, work, play areas.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and the thing is, a lot of younger people, that's what they prefer.
So if you're wanting to keep them here instead of moving away to find what they want, then you need to have it,
Yeah.
Right.
unfortunately.
So, I don't know what they're going to do. I'm wondering. I really genuinely am wondering. And, I was in Atlanta for a CE class last year.
Erin.
And there were apartments over there. Those are really nice apartments out there.
Where?
Like in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so nice. And I mean, it would definitely.
But I don't know that you have the people here to keep it nice is the problem. It's like, for instance, people don't realize you throw trash out on the side of the road. You're not, and I'm sure those that do that aren't even thinking about it. But you're not going to go into these nicer areas around Atlanta and find their roads full of trash.
No.
Exactly.
Because the different caliber and different education of people. If you want to live in a nice area, guess what? You got to take care of it.
You got to keep it that
Yeah,
way.
I agree.
You know, and it's like, if you want nice schools, unfortunately, you got to pay the property taxes. If you want a nice area and you want your property values to stay up, you've got to have the schools. Without the schools, nobody wants. I mean, I have heard, and I don't know how true this is, but these people who are moving into Covington, who are part of the entertainment industry, they don't want to send their kids to school. And that here.
I have not heard that.
And that's sad.
Okay,
We've got some great teachers.
Going to be super open and transparent with this. When I moved here from Florida, I moved into Walton County because I looked up
The school grades?
greatschools.org or whatever that is. And Walton County had really great school scores.
Marty.
Hey, Marty.
So, I mean, I don't know if that's something a lot of people do, or if maybe I'm just a weirdo and I do that.
Well, I looked at that. When we moved to Kansas, I looked at that, and that was one of the main reasons that we ended up in Overland Park.
Yeah.
And then once we got there, we realized that the town next to it, the schools were really better over there.
Yeah.
So then we moved to Olathe. But I was really shocked because, you know, my kids went to school in Monticello. And I'm thinking, oh, wow, poor Sydney, you know. But then we got up there and they tested her for advanced classes and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
unfortunately.
couldn't complain about Monticello schools. They were
Yeah, you have, to me, for your child to do well in school, you need to be a big part of that school. If you are not
You need to be
involved with
involved.
your kid's school and you're unhappy with it, that's partly your fault. Sorry, but it is. If you get in there and you meet the teachers and you meet the staff and you find out exactly hands-on what's going on, then you will have a better understanding, and they'll be more willing to listen to any input you have because they know that you're there and they know that you're trying to help. But guys, without being involved, and I know, believe me, it is hard and you probably don't want to do it, but it's well worth it. It just, you know, and I know some of you are like, how? I work a 9 to 5. And that, you know, I don't even know. I don't know. How do you do it? How do you do it when you have a 9 to 5?
So there's still a lot of volunteer opportunities. Typically, you're going to have the PTA, PTO meetings. They will have them in the evenings. You can definitely go and attend those meetings. That's what I used to do whenever my kids were younger and they weren't really involved in any sports or anything like that. Both of my kids I have a middle schooler and I have a high schooler, and they're both in the band. So last year and the year before, I was doing real estate and I also had a full-time job. So I was working a lot of hours. And I couldn't attend everything. So David and I split stuff up, but one of us was always going and one of us was always staying informed. And I get emails from the kids' teachers, and I have all of their teachers' email addresses because that's the easiest way to get a hold of them. They know who I am, and they know who my kids are. And so that's kind of the best way, honestly. Start in your kid's classroom. Start there. And even if you can't volunteer during the school day, know who their teacher is. Ask them if they need you to send anything into school with your kids. They really appreciate that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they really do. Because I will say, in everybody that I've talked to, whether it be a private school or a public school, there's never enough volunteers. There's never enough parent involvement. And those that are, you know, their kids are usually they're excelling. So you've got to be involved. There's really no way around it. I see here Marty said the schools in this area are real bad, and a lot of people are sending their kids to Walton.
I love the Walton County School District. I can't tell you that I know a whole lot
Teachers
about the
can't
Newton
teach
County
the
School
kids
District,
that want to learn.
but I will tell you that the Walton County School District is phenomenal. I have no complaints. And this is coming from a person that has lived all over the country. I can tell you stuff about all kinds of different schools. My kids have been to some really bad ones, and they've been to some really great ones. And Walnut Grove High School is phenomenal. Walton County School District is phenomenal. I have no complaints at all. So, hey, David Gray.
Hey, David Gray.
Hey, David Gray.
He's been on.
Oh,
He's like, oh, Lord.
I know,
Call
right?
me out every time.
Y'all, that's my second husband. Second husband.
I don't know what he is.
No, I'm the third wife. You're the second wife.
I'm the one that lives with him.
Yeah, she's the one that actually has to deal with him. Did I do that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, over there.
Well, you know what's also, Marty mentioned a point here. He said that unfortunately these teachers are having to deal with the kids who are disrupting class and not doing what they're supposed to do instead of spending time teaching. And then you get the problem of, yeah, they're disrupting class and everything else, but there is no
Accountability.
for their actions.
Okay, talking about that, I read an article on Facebook. This mom is so awesome. So apparently one of the teachers called the mom and was like, hey, your kid's being a pain in the butt. And so mom didn't even tell her daughter or anything, waited for her daughter to get to school, and then she went and checked in, and she literally went to all of her daughter's classes with her. This is a high school student. Went to all of her daughter's classes and acted as though she was a student for like a whole week or something like that, just to see. And she wrote this big, huge list of all of these different things that she saw. What she saw. And she said, these teachers are trying so hard to do right by these kids, and these kids are not wanting to learn. They're not treating teachers with
They're not respectful.
Yeah.
You know, and that, sorry guys, but that also goes back, that starts at home. If you're letting your kid give you sass, then don't get upset when they get older and don't want to listen to you. So I'll tell you, I went and substituted for about a year. And it was just like once or twice a month. But you will have a newfound respect for teachers if you ever have substituted, because you will find exactly how hard, with the different age groups, how hard it is to keep them focused, to keep them listening, to want to participate. And I've also met a teacher, and she's telling me about the grades and the state grades and stuff like that things I did not even realize. She says no matter how well, there's a lot of things that the general public doesn't understand what goes into those grades. So again, just because a school says that it has a C, let's say a C for the overall grade, that doesn't, guys, it's just not a well-rounded view of the actuality of what's going on in the school. Whereas again, it may be a great school. The kids may be doing great scores, and because of those grading, it's skewed.
Right.
So,
I agree completely.
So yeah,
100%.
Speaking of teachers, let me tell you what I did. And I feel really, really bad.
Oh no.
Yes, I do. I feel really bad. So I'm trying to figure out how to make up for it. I did not give Phoenix's teacher a Christmas gift.
Oh, I don't hardly ever do that.
Oh no, I've always done it. And she's an amazing, amazing teacher. And I'm like, oh God, I feel so bad that I didn't
give her a Valentine's gift.
Well,
Here's the thing that
they're hard to buy for.
Well, here's the thing about those teachers. I'm sure they love the gifts that you give them, but they would really appreciate you buying them more school supplies.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
School supplies mean the world to them, because they are literally going out and buying their own copy paper because these kids don't have books anymore. So
well, and how many times do you see on their list a box of tissues, a box of Ziploc bags, all the stuff that you think, I'm not paying for, I'm not doing that. But it's stuff that they need in the classrooms that they're having to buy.
So would it be tacky if I gave her a gift card?
Listen, go get her an Office Depot gift card for all of the teachers, y'all. That's the best.
Office Depot. That was in stereo, y'all.
They would love that.
Okay, so I want her to know that I appreciate her, and I think she is phenomenal. And she really is. This teacher, when Phoenix first started class, she I had sent her or something. I'd wrote down in the very first day that, he loved praise and he loves all this kind of stuff, just kind of telling her what kind of kid he was.
Yeah.
And she really took it to heart, and she has just tried to keep him, he learns so fast. It's hard to keep him.
Yeah. Engaged.
Yes.
Right.
So she has been phenomenal. And look at the court system. Parents don't back the teachers. They say their kids do no wrong, and that's the truth.
Yeah.
So thanks. I appreciate it. It's been weighing on me. It's like one of those things, like if you owed somebody $5 and you kept forgetting to give it to them, and then when you did see them, you'd still forget, and it eats you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just give her a gift card. It'll be the best thing for her.
I hope so.
Either that or just go on to Amazon and just have it delivered to school.
Thinking professing my love to her is not going to work.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
I'm sure she will appreciate it.
Already has.
Yeah.
I've already told her how much I love her.
Aw.
So she is pretty awesome. And I will have to say, pretty much, I've never had at this school, I've never had really a bad teacher.
I never had a bad teacher in Monticello.
But this one though, I think she impressed me by listening to.
Is that because you guys were involved in your kids' classes?
Probably.
I
Well,
think
and Monticello is still such a small town that, and
Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, and we were at the rec 6 nights a week, so you're liable to see your teachers in the grocery store, at the ball field, at church, on the square during all the different little events that they have on the square. So they're regular people to you.
Yeah.
They're not
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and my kids always knew that even if they didn't tell me something, somebody was going to call me and tell me what their crazy selves were doing.
Too, so.
Well, that's how I'm sorry, but I kind of hope that people that are around my kids, if they see my kids doing something wrong,
call me.
Actually, yeah, just call me first.
Yeah.
Well, I say that, but I don't know. If they're doing something wrong, you say to them, hey, your mama, I know her and I'll call her.
Right.
You better act right.
Exactly.
So, because, you just...
Takes a village to raise a kid.
Yeah, and
really
unfortunately today, a lot of people don't want that village raising their kids. And that goes
True.
back to what Marty was saying about how these kids have no respect. And, the court system is overflowing and everything, and DFACS is overflowing and everything else. So you guys, I hate to say it does reflect back on you. Now, some of these kids cannot help the hyperness and stuff like that. But as far as...
That's a totally different case.
It is hard being a parent.
Yeah, it is.
It's super duper hard.
Well, and here's the problem. I feel that society is so judgy. That if a mom or a dad or a grandma or whoever's raising that kid does something just a little bit different from someone else, they're going to be told that they're a bad parent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you do what you got to do to take care of that kid. Make sure you raise them right.
That's right.
Well, that is our job in life as parents, is to raise adults.
And try to do the best we can. Try to make them a asset to society instead of whatever the opposite of asset. What am I trying to say? Y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Well, obviously, neither one of us are saying it, so no, apparently we do not.
The problem. I came up with a bunch of phrases, but they were all stuff I can't say on Facebook. So
too bad I can't do the whole beep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut on that one.
Yeah, since this is not edited.
Yeah, we're live.
We've got to be very careful.
Yeah, we do.
So if y'all ever see me going, you might want to watch what you're doing. You might want to watch what you're saying. Y'all know this is me trying to tell them, be careful. You're walking that fine line.
Yeah, because Lynn's really good about censoring herself, and I'm not.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, and that's
Lynn's really good about censoring herself in public, and I'm not. There you go. Is that better?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And those of you that know me know that is so funny.
I know.
So
she's better at it than
I have no poker face. None. So if I don't like you, it's going to show. If I'm not happy, it's going to show. If I'm happy, it's going to show.
I don't know. I kind of disagree. You do a better job. Like, I came in this morning extremely annoyed. And it was probably really obvious. So.
I do a good job of not showing people when I'm annoyed. I think my whole neck turns red and it goes red all the way. It's like a thermometer.
She really does. I watched
her. But anyway, back to our list. Sorry, that was a long
wait,
tangent, but I
wait.
think it was a good one.
Way distracting.
Wait, she's got something to say.
Well, I can't find one of the articles, so I've already moved on to
Oh, okay.
The Arts Association. So I'm looking at the Newton County
Mhm.
Arts Association, and it looks like they're going to be having some tryouts.
Ooh.
Public cast auditions Saturday, January 31st. So
I was gonna say, what are we gonna be trying out for?
I don't know if it's Mozart in Motion.
Oh, I can't do that.
So dancing?
Yeah, I can't.
So yeah, look them up. So it's Covington Regional Ballet on College Street between Amici's and Scoops. So check them out.
You know what I really want to do is go see
I know.
one of their productions, or even the Old Town Players over in Conyers. I would love to get to see one of their productions.
Yeah.
I think I have Phoenix, a little future star. He loves being on stage.
Oh wow, he
Loves
definitely needs to get it.
Yeah.
And I thought I saw some other auditions.
Anybody else have their kids been involved with that? I'm curious a little bit about it.
No, but I did try to get Peyton to do. So you know how the WB films a lot? Is it WB here? Okay. They film a lot of stuff here. Their TV shows, and the latest one from the Vampire Diaries series, Legacies, was looking for some teens, and I tried to talk Peyton into doing it,
She's like,
and she won't do it.
I don't think
Oh man,
No, she won't do it. But that might be something for Phoenix, though, because sometimes they hire kids
that'd be cool.
for little school students, and he'd be an adorable little school student.
He just tried to take the spotlight, though, and I don't think they want the extras doing that.
How did his thing go this morning?
Oh, it's so cute. So they have, Phoenix is at Young Americans Christian School, which is in Conyers, but it's literally kind of on the cusp of Conyers, or Rockdale and Newton. And they have chapel every Friday morning. So he asked me to come because they would be doing something just his class, 4th grade. So I went, and I've got a video to where he's singing, boy, and he is jamming, girl. He's belting it out, and he is dancing, and he is like, one mom looked over at me and said, he is really into it this morning. So, so cute.
That's awesome.
I'm so proud that he does not hold back. But that boy has had a song in his heart since he was born.
So basically what you're saying is we know him now, and he's going to be an A-list superstar as an adult, and he's going to be able to take care of all of us.
God, I hope so.
We should get his autograph now.
All right, that's what I'm
I got pictures, y'all.
That's what I'm
I got it. But
there's a cookie rally tonight at the American Legion in Conyers at 6:30
for Girl
for
Scouts.
Girl Scout cookies.
Rally. What is this, y'all?
What is this?
Girl Scout cookies.
She's like, whoa.
They got Samoas
I'm
up
so
in there?
sick. Yes.
I'm there.
Yes.
Sign me up. How many
We
do I get?
did Girl
I think
Scouts
this is
all the
more
way up to
for
about
the
2
Girl
years ago.
Scouts. I think this is for the Girl Scouts to earn a badge. I don't think it's.
Oh yeah,
dang
the
it.
cookie. Oh, you're right. The cookie rally is where they introduce any new cookies that are coming out this year.
Yeah,
And
they do have a new one.
They do.
have a
They
new
usually
one.
every year they try
They
to put
do?
out a new one. Now cookies last year were $3.50 a box
But they've been $3.50 for a while.
for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
The cookie rally though, all the local troops go. They get to try out the new cookies. They get to find out all the new prizes and stuff like that. So yeah, it's more for
That's really cool.
your Girl Scouts. So we
This
can
is
maybe.
how they
I've got some vests. We can maybe just scoot right in there. Nobody would ever know.
I'm gonna show up. I'll
here's-
tell them that I'm just an older looking
Hey, Alicia.
16-year-old.
Stress. School stress.
Yeah. That's what's gonna
I'm
happen.
only 23.
Don't be saying you're 23. You just kicked out.
Yeah.
We gotta be like 12,
Yeah,
13.
exactly. Come on now.
When you got enough pimples.
I will draw them on if I get cookies.
Right?
Can you imagine? I'm here for the cookie rally. Give me some cookies. I'm here for the cookies. I want my cookies.
I look like I need a dang cookie, right? Oh my
I'm
God.
noticing this flat tire here. I was like, yeah, I ain't need no
It's
cookies.
been a hard 6 months for me.
Whew. Yes, it
Whew.
has. So,
Okay.
what else we got on there?
New East Side School.
Oh,
Yeah.
They're putting.
And they broke ground yesterday, or they had their little groundbreaking.
It's a
picture
new
taken.
high school, right?
Yes.
But isn't it going to be an extension of the already East Side School, or is it going to have a different name?
I think it's going to have a different name.
Okay, because
Well, maybe it said East Side School.
Oh, I don't know.
See, and that's what I heard someone talking about it, and they were talking about how there's too many kids at East Side right now.
So it's
So
going to be
they're
like
building like an
East
extension.
Side 2.0.
I guess. Which I thought was kind of weird. I'm like, how do you even do that?
Well, the article won't come up. So I don't know. But it's at the, after you go 278 and you go
Away from
around it out
Covington. Yeah.
to 142, it's right there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be right in that.
I mean, it's right
Oh,
there.
where that church is?
Was.
Kind of
Yeah.
behind. No, it's still there.
No, they took
Behind
one
that
down.
church.
They did take one of the churches down.
Uh-huh.
I need to pay more attention.
Uh-huh.
I don't go that
They
way
did
much
take
anymore.
one of the churches down. It was a big church. I was really shocked.
It was the stained glass window.
Oh.
My daughter used to always call it the witch church. Like, Mom, are we going home by the witch church?
Oh.
That's hilarious.
Wow, I never even paid attention to that.
So, yeah, so where that church is, they've taken the church down. There's still something left there, though.
I think that church is still there.
So,
The church is not there. I promise you.
Okay. I'm gonna go home that way, though.
Can y'all, someone do me a favor? I need y'all to drive on down there and then just text me and let me know if that church is down there. Because I just want to see if there's a witch in the same way.
I'll have to get Sydney to tell you that. I mean, ever since she was little, she would say that. Mama, are we going by the witch church? Oh, no, we're not going by the witch church.
That's cute. That's funny.
That's
But
hilarious.
it's not. It's just a ray of sunlight coming down in the stained glass window, but it
I
just
wonder
looks like
how.
a pointy hat.
Aw.
It's weird.
I wonder how big that school's going to be, though, because it doesn't seem like there's very much acreage there that they've been clearing out.
There's a lot of land back there.
I know there's a lot of land, but it didn't look to me like they had cleared a whole
It
lot.
just
and
looks
that's
like a
what
bunch of mud right now. So.
Any idea when they expect to have it done? I will be glad when they are done with the roundabout at 81 and 162.
Yes,
Girl,
dude stopped right in the
me
middle of
too.
it this morning. I'm like, that's not how any of this works.
Listen.
I'm like, do not stop.
Listen, I got a better one for you. Okay, so I'm following behind there's a semi in front of me, and he's got one of those long flatbeds. It's not like some regular flatbed, it's a long one, okay? And then I got a semi behind me. I'm between
nice.
two, yeah. And the long guy couldn't fit.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Right? I wonder how often that happens.
So he was having to pump his brakes, and the guy behind me was not slowing down, and it's raining, and I'm like, I can't get smushed, y'all.
Right?
You
Not today.
Okay, so
I got a Facebook Live to do at 12.
I'm curious who else does this. If I see a car coming up behind me that looks like it's not slowing down, I'll start hitting my brakes so that my brake lights will do this.
No, I just pray.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just kind of watch them and kind of lock.
No,
them,
I
you know,
will.
and like, oh, God.
Especially if I'm stopped, I will hit my brakes a couple of times so that
Flash the light.
they know that we're stopping.
Yeah.
See, I'm smart.
Yeah, you're a lot smarter than I am because I just
Pray.
Jesus,
Jesus,
take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel.
Okay, y'all, it's raining. Guess what that means? Lights on. Turn
Oh my gosh,
your lights
yes.
on
Yes.
when you drive down the road.
Yeah.
Because if I see you, I'm gonna be screaming at you. Turn on your lights, fools!
Mhm.
I was riding with her somewhere the other day, and she was talking about that.
Oh, it's
This is
crazy.
a big
You
deal
can't
for
see them. You can't see people coming in.
It's a law.
Well, and there's that. But you can't see them coming towards you. And you know, a lot of times if it's raining really hard, you really can't even see them in front of you because
Yes.
there's
Yes.
no lights unless they
Yes.
slam on the
Especially if it's a
brakes.
darker car.
Mhm.
Because if it's gray out and it's a darker car, guys, guess what? These people who are sight impaired can't see you as well. Turn on your lights.
Turn on your lights.
At least turn on your running lights, man.
I'm not disagreeing with y'all.
Oh, I know.
Seriously.
That's why I do like the fact that most cars nowadays
Automatically
have
do that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
sooner or later everybody will just be doing
Come
that.
to Jackson Lake if you want to see a small roundabout. Oh, that one at 212 and 36. Yeah, that one is small.
Yeah.
But you know, guys, I know a lot of people hate roundabouts. I love them. I think they keep the traffic moving, and I think they also prevent a lot of people running four ways and hitting you.
I think that roundabouts are great
I
as
love
long as you know how to use them.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, that guy this morning
there's
just
a lot
stopped
of
in the middle
people
of
that-
it.
Yeah, why is it so difficult?
It's not a stop sign. I just
No.
want to make sure that
No.
everyone is aware
It's
of
a
it.
yield.
It's not a stop sign.
It's a
And
yield.
I'm so sick and tired of all of these people because there was a roundabout in front of Walnut Grove High School. and there will be no one coming in any other direction, and they will still stop and look both ways. And I'm like, you can only go one way.
Right? Why are you looking the other? Although that's funny because at our Dollar General, when you're pulling out of the parking lot, when you're pulling out of the parking lot, you kind of pull onto this, it's really just a driveway that goes to the restaurant next door, and then you get out to the main road. Inevitably, I always look both ways, and I'm like, there's never going to be anybody coming from that way. There's like nothing but woods right there.
She'll be yelling at you.
I know, right?
I will be that person behind you.
Every time I pull out of there, I kind of do the quick, because you can really see good. But
then again, there may be some fool that's coming the wrong way thinking they're doing the right thing.
That is
okay,
true.
you guys, when you come to a roundabout, it's like a clock. You're looking at a clock, and you're going to go reverse, right? Reverse.
So why did you call it a clock?
Here's
That was a bad example.
in a roundabout, when you enter a roundabout, you can only make a right.
There you go.
When you exit a roundabout, you can only make a right. It's right. It's not a left like NASCAR. It's a right.
It's a right. Always go right.
Is that right? Is that right
Yeah,
to y'all?
that's what
I don't
I'm
even know if
just
that's right to y'all.
We can't do this on the thing because it's opposite.
I don't even know.
So anyway, roundabout. It's a yield and it's a right. And then each place you can turn is considered an exit.
Yes.
So if it tells you take your third exit, as soon as you come on, there's one at the next one, 2, that's your second exit, and 3 is your third exit.
Oh, here's one. Did you guys know that for roundabouts, that it's actually a law that you're supposed to turn your blinker on for whenever you exit the roundabout?
Well, that makes sense.
Well, that does make sense, because nobody knows which one you're going off of. And if I'm sitting over here, waiting on you to come around, I want to know if you're going to scoot off before you're going to get to me.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know, because
I didn't know that, though.
People know that.
Or did I?
It is a law. You are supposed to use your blinker to exit it, unless you're at like one of those little tiny ones. Then you're just on and off.
Yeah. Well, the thing is the problem is we've never really had them here in Georgia. Georgia didn't have a big amount of roundabouts until
we had them up in Kansas, and I remember when we first moved up there, I was like, what kind of crazy stuff is this? But then once you use them, and you're like, oh, this is kind of.
And it makes sense. So you're not all sitting there going, who goes first? Huh?
Right.
At the 4-way. Well, I think you got here first. Nope. And then you try to go.
Right.
And then they try to go, and then you try to go, and it's everybody like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do this. Thank you.
Or you got the people that are just gonna sit there. Well, is it my turn? I don't know. It might be my turn. I'm not sure if it's my turn. I'm just gonna wait for everybody to leave.
Look, for all of y'all that are watching us,
we're sorry.
Don't you wish you could come and hang out with us all day long?
Come on.
All day long.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's like this.
Yeah, we'll put you to work, but come on.
Yeah, we're very entertaining.
Yep.
So should we tell them about where your headphones were?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Once you're making your exit, you're making
Thank
your
you,
exit
Diana.
on your blinker.
Yeah.
Blinker.
Right.
Oh,
yes. Exactly.
So we got a new listing. I'm so excited about. It's right up the street from me. So a little bit of a teaser with it. It's got 12 acres. It's got a gorgeous giant house on it.
It has fruit trees on it.
Oh, it has some beautiful food trees.
Well, it is food.
It's got some food trees.
And then it also has this awesome garage.
No, dude, that's a shop.
A shop.
There was a women out there, but there are men out there that would probably want to live in that shop.
Oh man, that shop's huge. How many cars do you think you could fit in there?
That want to live?
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's women, there's men. Like, you could probably fit. Like, if you were fit, I'd say 4 cars wide, like
3 rows,
bumper to bumper, 3 or 4
rows. It's
Wow.
a big shop.
Huge.
And that's the thing. From the road, I didn't think it was that big. And then after she opened it up for me yesterday, I was like, holy jeez, dude, it's huge.
It's really cool. It is and the house was built in '87, and it was quality built. Man, that house is not going anywhere for a minute. It's all brick. It's just a really awesome place, and I am so excited to be able to have the opportunity for us to market it and get it sold. And I can't wait. The best part about selling houses is seeing who buys it and knowing that they're about to create all these memories there, and how much that house is going to be integral to their family or their life. It's just so cool.
And I love, like, when you're showing a house and you can tell. You can tell by the look on their face. They're like, this is the one.
That's right.
And they're in their minds, they're already moving in, and they're like, I'm going to put this over here, this over here, and that over here. And
that's
over
really
here,
cool.
And I got to get rid of this, and I got to blah, blah, blah.
If you're a good,
That's my favorite part.
If you're a good buyer's agent, you do. After being out with them and going in about 3 or 4 houses, you really start to learn what they like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when you go in that house, say you're going to the next house, you can walk in and I can look, and I know you can do it, and see on their face the way they're acting, everything.
Oh, yeah. Usually I can.
If that's even one they like.
Well, and a lot of times I can even tell when we pull up to the house, you know, just the way they, you know, because they're sitting in their car and they're like, you know, or they're like,
So then you know to go inside that.
right.
You don't go inside the first house. You're just like, never mind.
you can kind of tell.
You really can.
And that's why I usually tell people to, you know, go ride by it before we go and look at it, because a lot of people, and I mean, I agree, you know, you don't want to go look at something that's in a neighborhood or something that you definitely do not want to live in.
Yeah, don't even wait. Don't even get the sellers excited, or you know, it's not. And if it's not even something you're considering, don't even go in it. Don't even waste your time.
You know, especially when you're looking at them online, because you're looking at the pictures, and we all know photographers take amazing pictures, but then when you ride out to it, you're like, oh, I don't even want to go in.
Well, you know the thing that
do that before, you know,
looking on a listing for a buyer, and they're like, okay, I want a little bit of property, and there are some agents that don't take any pictures of the outside. Like they'll just do like the normal front picture, but they don't do any pictures of the property, and that's aggravating because I have clients that actually are looking like.
They want to know how the land is.
Property than they do about the house.
And a lot of people, that seems like that's a big thing. Like it's like I want between 1 and 3 acres. I mean, like just about everybody that has been calling lately wants that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that, and I hate it when these photographers will take a picture of a room and it's like they're trying to sell me the bed. Because they're showing me.
Oh,
the
yeah.
bed.
Yeah.
No, I want to see where the windows are. I want to see where the closet is. I want to see if there's crown molding around the top of the room. I want to see, you know.
Yeah. So,
I don't want to see the dishwasher.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't get these.
Well, I don't know if they're thinking like the mind of a buyer is the problem. You know, if a buyer is in Timbuktu and they're looking at a house here in Georgia, I would think they want to see as much of that house and as much of the way it lays and flows than not. Yeah. We don't, I mean, it's not going in a magazine.
Right.
So,
I want to be able
same
to walk
way
the
with
house
the land.
in my mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think they're doing a big injustice by not showing all of it. Now, there are some times, guys, I just don't think that if I put a picture of the spare bedrooms, closets, open closets, take a picture. It's a closet.
Right. Yeah, and there's nothing fancy dancy about it, or there's nothing that's got the wow factor. It's not really the point of having that picture. Yeah. I think it's more about making sure that people know what this house is actually about. Tell a story through the pictures.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it, and that's how I look at stuff for our clients.
Hey, Liz.
Whether it's, you know, the photos that we do for the marketing or to send her buyer's information, I'm looking for the people that are telling the stories with their pictures.
Yeah. So, and I think having more pictures is better. I just do. Well, we've been all over the world.
Oh, we're like 7 minutes over. Okay.
We're not bad.
But we have been like way around the world.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Sybil.
Yay.
Well, keep looking, because like I said, come first of the week, we'll be getting pictures of this one and really making it go live. Yeah. And if you guys know anybody who might be interested in something like I described,
it's a Covington address, though.
It is. Please, please, please send them to us, or, you know, you call us. What about videos on the house and land inside? I say videos on the land. If it is a bigger tract of land, most definitely you need to have a drone.
Yeah.
If it's just in a subdivision, no.
No, because you don't, and here's the thing.
Because they can look on
If
Google.
you're selling your house and your neighbor's house is literally one lot over, technically we're not allowed to have pictures of that person's property. So you can't do the drone that shows your neighbor's backyard.
Sorry, Roy. Now, videos inside. The statistics are showing us that the general public really doesn't care about videos on the inside. What do y'all feel?
I never look at them.
I've seen a couple of agents that do them, but quite honestly, they generally make me seasick.
Yeah.
Well, see, and I also think that because videos can be such large file formats, that people may have problems getting them to load.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I never look at it because it'll take forever for them to load whenever I'm busy. I'm doing a million things at one time. I don't have time to sit for it. So there's that. There's people that do it shaky. There's people that don't have the right lighting instruments on their phones. So the whole house looks dark.
So you could do it some injustice, actually.
Yeah, I believe wholeheartedly that it does actually do an injustice. That's why I don't ask for
David and Melissa. I don't know which one's here, David or Melissa. Anyway, yeah, so we normally don't do videos. Now, if somebody called us and said, hey, can you do a video? That all day long we would be happy to do. But if otherwise, we don't normally spend that time doing that because, again, you may get it to where it does more injustice. One other thing, you guys, as far as pictures, clean up.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Please do not give us a picture that is showing dirty clothes on the floor or a Coke can on a table or whatever, because it is so hurting the sell of that place. You want it to look, you have one chance to impress somebody. Use it wisely.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yep.
I promise.
Okay.
Maybe not. What are you doing this weekend?
Oh, I'm going to, hold on, I got to think of how this is. Great American Motorcycle Show at the Cog Galleria in Atlanta.
Very
that
cool.
sounds fun.
I know, I'm excited to
Way
do.
cool.
And you?
Nothing.
Me neither.
I don't think, unless I'm probably forgetting something.
Is it supposed to rain?
I'm not sure if it, I don't think so. It wasn't whenever I looked earlier this week because David's riding a motorcycle. I don't know that I'm actually going to be riding because of the weather. Yeah. But I don't know.
Yeah, they got all excited when I come in this morning because this room or our office doesn't have, it has heat and air piped into it, but it doesn't work the best. So I bring up a heater. But anyway, I got us a heater. It's like a little fireplace.
It's the disco ball.
And they it was like giving them joy.
I know. Hey.
Hey, you know.
A way to the woman's heart.
Yep.
Jewelry and heat.
Yes.
And you can hold the jewelry.
Oh, no, you can't.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Girl, the bigger the better. I want me some bling because I lost my ring and now I'm going to sing
You sound like
about my bling.
See, now you sound like you should be on the Blues Channel. That is exactly it. I love it.
So so I am having a 20th anniversary this year in April. So I am going to start talking about that.
April what?
15th.
Oh, well, thanks.
I told the IRS. I get it done before. Yeah. For some reason that number when I picked, this is how blonde I can be, y'all. Hey, Donald, I can be so blonde that when I picked the date for my wedding, I was like, ooh, April 15th. That sounds
good.
great.
That sounds important.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Yes.
But it sounds important.
It was. I did. And it was really bad because then it was like, oh, crap. Sex day. Can I break this off?
Yeah, there you go.
So, anyway, as always, you rock for hanging out with us. And we hope that we get the chance someday to help you guys find and sell a house, whatever. That would be so cool that you'd give us that honor. So have a wonderful weekend. Be safe.
Have a great weekend.
And, if you just need
advice,
some carpet people or a contractor or, anything like that.
We're trying to be your concierge.
We can help with all of that
real
stuff.
estate concierge. We can help with anything.
Yep.
And if we don't have it, we will find it for you.
Yep.
So let us know.
That's very true.
Adios.
Thanks. Bye,
See
y'all.
y'all Monday.
Have a great weekend.